Hello guys and welcome back to our channel Barca Admirers for your daily dosage of all the latest news updates and transfers roundup regarding FC Barcelona. In this episode, we have a look at the players awaiting their redemption this season, as Xavi has promised that everyone has to start from scratch and prove themselves to him. On the other hand, we also take a look at the current contract situation of two players at Barca. Well, there's also some really good news for all the fans regarding the injury of Ansu Fati, along with many more such updates. So make sure to watch this video till the very end without skipping over any part. Now before we get started, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with your other Blaugrana friends and click on the bell icon and press all to turn on all the notifications. We start off today's episode with a report from Spanish news publication Sport that states that one of Xavi's great challenges at Barca is to become Dembele's new Tuchel. The Frenchman shined under the former Borussia Dortmund coach, and the player's environment suggests that no coach at Barca has been able to guide him in that way since. As per the report of top-tier journalist Tony Joan Martí, Xavi Hernandez has already made it clear that the renewal of Ousmane Dembele is a priority and the club has already started formulating for it. Matteo Alemany proposed a formula that sees the fixed salary decreased and his time on the pitch would determine his wage. Barca are also looking for ways to decrease his salary by decreasing the fixed and multiplying the variables. If Dembele plays all the games and fulfills the variables, he will earn more than he does currently. However, it remains to be seen if Dembele accepts this offer or not. Barca prioritizes the renewal of the Frenchman, and it's not ruled out either to renew him only for a year if he rejects Barca's offer, so that the club does not lose him for free and gets more time to devise a formula that would benefit both parties in the long run. Later on, it was also reported by news outlet ESPN that Dembele, who welcomed the praise of his new coach Xavi, is in favor of remaining at Barcelona, and although his agent Musa Sissoko has other proposals on the table, he hopes to reach an agreement with the club. However, Dembele is not the only player who's looking for redemption. As per the report of Sport, Xavi is also Riqui Puig's last hope to triumph at Barcelona. If he finds himself without minutes once again, the message is clear: he's just not good enough to succeed at the Camp Nou. Since we are talking about youngsters, top-tier journalist Albert Roger reports that Xavi considers Ilyasha Komash, Arnau Komash, Abde and Yulga all a part of the dynamics of the first team. As of right now, this is how our coaching staff looks like. There's an analyst named Tony Lobo, the assistant coach named Oscar Hernandez, yet another analyst named David Prach, the goalkeeping coach De La Fuente, physical preparation coach Ivan Torres, an assistant named Sergio Alegre, and yet another analyst by the name of Sergio Garcia. On top of that, journalist Moises Llorens reports that Barcelona's fitness coach from 2012 to 2020, Edu Ponch, returning to the club is now a real possibility. He currently works for the Spanish national team. In yet another report, it was confirmed by top-tier journalist Moises Llorens that Xavi's cleaning continues at the club. Ramon Canal, the previous head of Barcelona's medical services, analysts and physical trainers, is no longer a part of the club at the request of Xavi. So far, these have been earmarked as Xavi's main objectives: making Sergio Busquets benefit from the new style of play, making Frankie de Jong gain more responsibility, recover Dembele and Ansu Fati for good, and signing a pure winger such as Koeman, Sterling, Ferran Torres or Dani Olmo. Speaking about this season, news outlet Cadena Ser reports that if Barca do not qualify among the top 4 teams in the league, the club will face a financial penalty from some sponsors. Meanwhile, hilariously, another Spanish news outlet Cope reports that Xavi has cancelled a scheduled interview Gerard Piqué planned to do with Spanish TV show El Hormiguero next week in Madrid. His lockdown measures are simply too strict. Some more good news up next. A Spanish news outlet Mundo Deportivo reports that Ansu Fati's injury is not as serious as it seemed initially. The forward could be back in less than 3 weeks. The report further states that Ansu visited the prestigious physiotherapist Joaquin Juan in Madrid after his injury in Balaidos, and it seems that the injury is not as serious as it first appeared. Xavi Hernandez can have the forward at his disposal in less than 3 weeks. Meanwhile, Mundo Deportivo reports that yet another player looking for redemption, Samuel Umtiti, knows that everyone starts from scratch under Xavi and is highly motivated to turn the tables. So far, the centre-back has not played a single minute in this season. On the other hand, Top-tier journalist Marcelo Bachelor reports that Dani Alves has offered himself to help Barcelona. The technical area will decide with Xavi whether to sign the Brazilian. According to a report by news publication UOL, Dani Alves dreams of a potential return to Barca to finish his fantastic career. President Laporta and Xavi are evaluating this possible signing to give an expert guide to the young talents of the club. Talks have opened and a meeting will be scheduled in the next few days. Yet another top-tier journalist, Mateo Moreta, also confirmed that Dani Alves is indeed a real option for Barca in January. However, it also appears that there might be some complications, as news outlet eSports3 reports that La Liga may block Dani Alves' signing for Barcelona in the January transfer window due to the financial fair play. Even if the club and player agree to a salary of €1, La Liga would not believe it and would assign him a higher salary. It would condition other, more important signings. The mechanism of this assumed salary limit works in a rather strange way. Tony Joan Martí explains that La Liga would calculate Dani Alves' reputation and ability based on the last 6 seasons and assign a minimum salary that the player has to earn. They do not accept symbolic salaries. Interestingly, Catalunya Radio reports that Laporta offered the interim coaching job to assistant managers Alfred Schreider and Henrik Larsson instead of Sergi Berjuan until the arrival of the new coach. This was after Koeman had been fired. However, they both rejected the offer out of loyalty to Koeman. Speaking about the appointment of a new manager, President Joan Laporta explained in yesterday's interview that the change of coach is due to the fact that the team was not doing well and had not conveyed good feelings in the last few days. We are in a position to fight for all the titles and the boys have to give their fullest. The league is not lost yet and they needed a new leader. Going to the next news update, we have some great news as top-tier journalist Mateo Moreta reports that there is still no news on Sergi Roberto's renewal. Xavi and Matteo Alemany will have to meet in the next few days and then they will speak with the players' representatives to negotiate and make decisions. However, the chances of that happening are very slim indeed. Moving on to the next news update, we have the comments of Villarreal defender Pau Torres. Speaking in his most recent interview with eSports3, Pau said that he has a very good relationship with his Spanish international teammate Eric Garcia and their cooperation is great. They are always in touch even if they are not on the team. Eric has developed a lot. He plays with the courage when the ball is in his feet and he leads the defense. Next up, we have some good news as reported by Mundo Deportivo that states that Barca and Chili's Entertainment are close to an agreement over a sponsorship until June 2022 for around €9 million. The brand would replace Beko as the sleeve sponsor. The brand will sign for 1 year until June 2022 with the option to extend further. The official announcement will be made by Thursday or Friday. It was due to be signed on Monday, but Xavi's presentation was scheduled. Speaking further about non-footballing aspects, we have yet another report by Mundo Deportivo. It states that Technical Secretary Ramon Planes has asked to leave the club. He wants to start an adventure outside of Barca. The contract of Ramon Planes expires in June 2022, but he wants to leave immediately to evaluate other offers. Barca have received his request with surprise because both Matteo Alemany and Rafa Yuste were very happy with his work. Following this news, journalist Albert Roger reports that Barca must now seek a replacement for Ramon Planes, who was asked to leave. During the elections, Laporta was linked to names such as Overmars, who is at Ajax, and Michael Zorc, who is at Borussia Dortmund. Carles Puyol was also rumoured. Top-tier journalist Tony Joan Martí reports that right now, Marc Overmars is waiting for a call from Joan Laporta. He has not yet extended his contract at Ajax and he has also won an offer from Newcastle United. On the other hand, yet another reliable journalist Javi Miguel reports that Xavi wants Carles Puyol to be Ramon Planes' replacement. Also reporting on this issue, Sport commented that Xavi bets on Jordi Cruyff as Barca's technical secretary. It was already his wish from long ago. Moving on to the next one, we have a piece of statistics compiled by SofaScore highlighting Gavi's brilliant performance for the Spanish national team. It states that Gavi attempted 43 passes last night for Spain and all 43 were successful. He was subbed off later on because of a strong knock to his head. Sergio Busquets replaced him. That's all we could collect for you today in the news roundup. Moving on to the transfer section. First up today, we have a report by Record that states that Xavi wants Francisco Trincao back in January. Barca will have to convince Wolves, who paid €6 million for his loan. The coach thinks that Trincao is developing very well at the English side but needs him for his project. However, later on, journalist Xavi Miguel reported that the club is not considering the return of Trincao and they intend to let him be at the Premier League. Meanwhile, Sports reports that Riyad Mahrez is yet another option for Barcelona to reinforce the attack. Moving on to the next transfer update, Spanish news publication Mundo Deportivo reports that Miralem Pjanic has regained the hope of triumphing as a Barca player after the departure of Ronald Koeman. He hopes to convince Xavi Hernandez in the summer of 2022. For some bad news, however, RAC1 reports that Alex Collado is all set to leave the club on loan in January. But it does seem like that the player may not be gone for very long and may make a comeback in the next season. As per the report of Catalan journalist Miguel Blasquez, Xavi is delighted with Collado, who will have a prominent role in the next season. For the next transfer update, we have the comments of Valencia left-back Jose Gaya that he made in his most recent interview with Onda Cero about his rumored move to Barcelona. He said that he knows about Barcelona's interest in him from what has come out in the media, but no one told him anything today. He is very happy here in Valencia. On the other hand, RB Leipzig player Dani also commented on his rumored move to Barcelona. He said that Xavi is a benchmark and he is glad that he has signed for Barca. Regarding his future, everything is unclear and he will have to see to it later on. For the next transfer update, we have a report by Sport that states that Benfica will try a possible loan of Samuel Umtiti in the January market. The next game in Barcelona in the Champions League may also serve for the Portuguese club to present a first proposal for the French central defender.
That's all the news we could collect for you today. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, select all and enable all the YouTube app notifications. We have always been overly impressed by your response to our videos. So in this episode, we have decided to set a target of 550 likes. Please Qlers, help us reach our target on this episode as well. Now that's all we have for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.